Hey buddy, how you doing? So I watched the Alex Phillips Ben Habib debate that was on the Dan Wootton show the other day, and I don't know where these people come from. I really don't. Alex Phillips, she somehow thinks that the Reform Party is above criticism, and so is the leadership of the Reform Party. She accused, she told basically told Ben Habib to, he was. Deputy leader of the party, and she says, you just got to move on, you've got to move away from it now. It's like, well, just because he's left the party doesn't mean that he can't criticise the party or, point out the flaws within it. That's not how debate works at all. I don't get this inclination that, the Reform Party shouldn't be criticised. I don't get it. Because if she thinks it's bad now that Ben Habib and Rupert Lowe are levelling criticism against the Reform Party, how the hell does she think how the hell does she think it's gonna be when or if Nigel Farage becomes Prime Minister and gets into number 10 and forms a government? Does she think that he's not going to get criticism for that, for the things that he's doing? Of course he is. And this is what I mean. It's like these people are just cultists. She's an absolute fangirl cultist. And she wants the Reform Party not to be criticised. I just don't get these people. Of course, political parties should be criticised. They're public servants. They're public servants. They're serving the public interest, so they're going to be criticised. If you're saying that the Reform Party can't be criticised, what are you talking about? What are you arguing about? You're butthurt because they're getting legitimate criticism after what they've done to people or their inaction on things. I mean, look at my channel. I've literally got lists and lists of things that the Reform Party has said but not done. I've criticised them for a very good reason, because we have to hold these people to account. If we don't hold them to account, they will just do whatever they like. Point in case is the Labour Party and the Conservatives. They just do whatever they like. We want to make sure that the next party that gets into government isn't going to be like them. We have to hold them to a higher standard than we ever have before. And the Reform Party just doesn't meet the metric for that. They just don't. They've proved time and time again that they're weak. They're weak on everything, that they've got weak leadership and their policies are rubbish. And I make this separation, right? When I say the Reform Party, I'm talking differently from the branches that are running in the councils and stuff like that, because apparently they are doing a pretty good job. I'm talking about the party political part of the Reform Party, the one that's in Parliament, the one that's just wishy-washy, flip-floppy on all the policies and everything like that. And Alex Phillips seems to think that nobody, the Reform Party can't be criticised, even though it's making mistakes, big mistakes. Look at the whole Zahir Yusuf debacle. Look at the way they treated Rupert Lowe and that sort of thing. It's an absolute clown show. And I'm going to read this out because I'm not going to show it. So Basil the Great put on X today, Reform UK membership drops 3,449 in 8 days. So people are leaving the Reform Party. They are losing membership. But a more important point about this is, he actually says this: Reform uses a yearly membership system, so it could appear numbers are beginning to fall, with people not renewing who joined last year. This means it could fall further as time goes on. Why do you think Reform's numbers are dropping? Well, because people are starting to see through them. I will put that on my community post section, so if you want to go and look at that, you can do. But people are losing faith in the Reform Party. They're seeing through that there's smoke and mirrors. There's no substance to them whatsoever. And we've long suspected that these numbers are, how can I put this, artificially inflated to what they really are. I've seen people on X complain that money is still going out of their account. They're still being classed as a member, but even though they're not members, they're subscribers, even though they've cancelled their subscription to the Reform Party. And that number is going to drop even further by next year. By the time next year comes round and all those people that subscribed before the general election, that number is going to drop significantly. The Reform Party is in real trouble. They are in real trouble. We knew this was going to happen. We knew they were bleeding subscribers. They were bleeding support. It's because they're all talk and no action. They're just not. They're just not. People saw what happened. They saw that the Reform Party promised to do an independent grooming gang inquiry. They U-turned on that. They promised that they were going to deliver policy about their U-turn once again on deporting all illegal immigrants in this country. Didn't happen. People are starting to see the Reform Party is all talk and no action. That's what's happening. That's why their membership is declining, because people are finally starting to see through the lie. This is Vindicator, sign off.